Good afternoon again, Malplussers. I take it you're looking for your daily quiz fix. Well, I can help. I'm your host, Melissa Hartzel. Thank you for tuning in on time and welcome to today's Malplus Trivia Live, where every weekday we're giving you the chance to win up to £1,000. Sit back and relax, but don't switch off completely because you'll need those brains of yours to get through some particularly difficult general knowledge questions. All it takes is a few minutes to answer 10 questions correctly, and you could be the winner of a cash prize of up to £1,000. A reminder of the rules: it's 10 multiple choice questions from a plethora of categories, 10 seconds to answer each one, and if you answer all 10 correctly, you win a share of that £1,000. Strap yourselves in, because today is a right old toughie. Just a warning, when you tap the answer, there's no changing it. 10 seconds goes by a lot faster than you think, so you better be quick when making your final decision. If you happen to miss question 1, your chances of winning any cash will be over before you've even had a chance to show off those quizzing skills, so try not to be late. If you get one wrong along the way, you won't be able to win the money, but you can stick around and play for fun. It's always a welcome chance to learn some hardcore facts, and you never know when it might come in handy. So, all ready to go? Good luck, you're going to need it today. Let's get straight into it with question number 1. Aaron was the middle name of which of these singers? Chuck Berry, Elvis Presley, or Little Richard? 3 artists who all pioneered rock and roll music, ushering the genre in through the 50s and 60s. Even though he recorded 600 songs, he didn't actually write any of them. He wasn't known for his writing ability, but Elvis Aaron Presley was known for his dashing charisma, hip thrusts, and jet-dyed black hair, once admitting to using shoe polish to touch it up before an appearance on a radio show. And if you need any lunch ideas, famously, Elvis's favourite sandwich was called the Fool's Gold, made by hollowing out an entire loaf of bread and filling it with peanut butter, bacon, and banana. Yum. Let's move on to question 2. Which of these characters did not appear in the Dandy comic? Sweeney Toddler, Corky the Cat, or Dynamo? The Dandy's main character, being Desperate Dan, was voted a few years ago as the UK's second favourite superhero after Batman. Although I don't think he'll be joining the cast of the Avengers anytime soon. You won't find Sweeney Toddler in the Dandy comics because the Toddler from Hell appeared in 4 other comics: Shiver and Shake, Whoopee, Whizzer and Chips, and finally Buster. On to another odd one out. Here's question 3. Which of these novels was not written by Jilly Cooper? Riders, Dressage, or Mount? A little bit of afternoon advice from Jilly Cooper, who once said, "Never drink black coffee at lunch, it will keep you awake all afternoon." Wise words indeed. The book she did not write is Dressage, the latest novel she published being Mount in 2017, and Riders was adapted into a film in 1993. Starting her career as a journalist, I probably don't need to tell you that she wrote a column for the Mail on Sunday from 1982 to 1987, before going on to write a staggering 46 books. A busy bee if I've ever seen one. So we're a third of the way through now. Well done to you if you got the first 3 questions right and are still playing for the £1,000 prize. We have Sandra 2, Roger 0, Sheila 0, and Dorothy still in the running. I hope you can keep the momentum up as we enter question 4. How many goals were scored in England's winning Football World Cup semi-final and final combined? 7, 8, or 9? In 1966, England not only hosted the World Cup, they won it too. Wembley Stadium was the host of the final against Germany, and the total goal count between the semi-final and final was 9. In the semi-final against Portugal, Bobby Charlton scored England's 2 goals to Portugal's 1, bringing us to 3. Then in the notorious final against Germany at full time, it was 2 goals to each side, with England's controversial goal scored in extra time by Geoff Hurst, followed by the one that sealed the deal to make it 4-2. So we're almost at the halfway mark. Let's see how you're doing. Wow, lots of you got knocked out then. We had 767 thinking it was 8 and 405 of you thinking it was 7 and only 325 of you still in the game. That was a corker of a question. Here's question 5. Which of these illnesses did Florence Nightingale suffer from? Smallpox, spondylitis, or anorexia? Florence and her sister, named Parthenope, were both named after the Italian cities of their birth, 1 year separating the two. Parthenope, being a city in Naples, later began to act as her sister's manager when she began to get seriously ill. Florence suffered from spondylitis, amongst many other diseases, which is an inflammatory disorder that affects the vertebrae, causing her to be bedridden. Although it didn't stop her pioneering work in promoting hospital sanitization, and her influence is still celebrated today by International Nurses Day, being on Florence's birthday, May the 12th. So checking in at halftime to bring you the news that we have 124 of you in the game. Well, lots of you being knocked out by that knockout of a question, but we have Iona, Tim 14, Technophobic and Charlotte 20. You have not been tripped up yet. Keep your wits about you because things are about to get a little harder with question 6. Which of these English kings did not have a wife called Eleanor? Henry II, Edward I, or Richard II? Eleanor is Greek for bright, shining one, and it was a particularly popular name in medieval England after becoming popularised due to the fame of Queen Eleanor, who was married to Henry II. King Edward I was married to Eleanor of Castile, and it was Richard II who wasn't married to anyone by the name of Eleanor, but to Queen Anne, and then later to Queen Isabella. Incredibly, King Richard became king at the wise old age of 10. Let's move on to question 7. How many years were there between Sony launching the original cassette Walkman and the CD Walkman? 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years? Both of these were marginally replaced in most households when the more convenient iPod hit the shelves in 2001. The original cassette Walkman was brought to market in 1979, and the CD Walkman, originally called the Discman, came out in 1984. So there were 5 years between the two. It's amazing to think that listening to music or the radio whilst walking around wasn't always commonplace. And although Sony were the first to release a portable cassette playing Walkman, it was actually rival firm Philips that developed the cassette tape technology first. So we're on to the final 3 questions. Let's see how you're doing. 15 of you only getting that one right. 22 of you thinking it was 10 years and 6 thinking it was 15 years. Wow, if you know anyone who would have got these questions right, then get them involved so they have a chance of winning. And there's no better motivator than a bit of friendly competition. Here's question 8. Winston Churchill's "We shall fight on the beaches" speech is an example of what kind of literary technique? Anaphora, alliteration, or synecdoche? It's said that after giving the speech, Churchill said to a colleague, "And we'll fight them with the butt ends of broken beer bottles, because that's bloody well all we've got." And the speech technique employed is one called anaphora, in which the first words from each clause are repeated to add emphasis. Another example of this technique used in a speech is Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech, and clearly it works well because they're 2 of the most memorable speeches of all time. So well done to you if you've made it this far. Only 2 questions to go. Here's our penultimate question, number 9. Which breed of dog has never won Best in Show at Crufts? Clumber Spaniel, Saluki, or Lhasa Apso? Crufts was named after Charles Cruft, who worked for a dog biscuit manufacturer and travelled to dog shows building up a contact sheet and starting his own Crufts Greatest Dog Show in 1891. Since then, only the 2 world wars have interrupted the yearly shows, and the electrician strike in 1954. The Saluki has never won the title of Best in Show, The Saluki, also known as the gazelle hound, a fluffy-eared greyhound, popularly bred in the Middle East. Unlike other dogs, their primary hunting sense is sight, not smell. We've made it to the final hurdle and the final question of today's quiz. How do you fancy your chances? Let's see who we've got with us. Patricia 71 and Kathy and Sol. Only 4 of you left in with a chance. Lots of you being knocked out. So good luck with today's final question. Could it be just one winner today? Let's see with question 10. Which of these acting dames was born first? Julie Andrews, Maggie Smith, or Judi Dench? 2 of them are 85 years old, and the youngest of the 3 is 84 years old, so they weren't born far apart at all, I'll grant you that. We did say today would be tough. All 3 have the honour of a DBE, meaning they are titled with the prefix dame. Julie Andrews is the youngest at 84 years old. Maggie Smith's birth date is the 28th of December, making her the second youngest, and Dame Judi Dench was born just 19 days previous on the 9th of December, making her the winning answer by just a fraction. She had a sparkling career, winning an Oscar for her role in Shakespeare in Love, and not only that, she recently became Vogue's oldest ever cover star. Got to love her. Well, quite the test you've had today, but we have 2 winners who got through it. You have fared so well. Congratulations to Baynor and Sol. Well done getting all 10 questions correct, and you're going to be rewarded with your great efforts. Congratulations to our winners today. It only takes one tricky one to be eliminated, so if you're leaving without a prize, do have another bite of the cherry and tune in tomorrow's show to see if the next set of questions suit you better. And for those of you who aren't quite finished putting your brain to the test today, I'd like to mention a bonus offer that's available for a limited time only. We're giving away a £5 Marks & Spencer's voucher with every new subscription to the Mail Plus Digital Edition, which is currently just £1 for the first 30-day trial. So if some daily interactive crosswords and Sudoku is what you're after, check out our website for more information. Once again, thanks for taking part, and we'll see you all tomorrow for another chance to win £1,000 on Mal Plus Trivia Live. Have a great afternoon.